Perspective on leadership, employee engagement, and wellness creates energy and enthusiasm in any audience.
Welcome back, everybody. This past weekend, we not only ushered in spring, we also celebrated the International Day of Happiness, which means it's time for some extra positivity in 2021. Luckily, we have got, get this, Chief Happiness Officer and founder of Happiness Experts Canada, Paul Krismer. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Dina. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Okay, how did you get that title? It sounds like the coolest job ever.
Hey, when you run your own business, you can give yourself whatever job title you like, and I happen to like this title.
Listen, and we need this advice more than ever before. So to anybody who's watching right now, they're sick and tired of the same old, same old. Here we are over a year in the pandemic. How do we achieve some joy?
Well, there's a lot to that, but really some basic habits, and it's about the habit. We often dismiss our own well-being because we think it's a little bit frivolous. Our society teaches us to be geared towards accomplishment and acquisition. And when we really think about it, we want those things so that we can be happy. And so people need to invest in their own well-being, some simple things like a ritualistic gratitude practice, being in the present moment. And of course, right now, in these times especially, we need to be close to the people who are in our little bubbles.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who unfortunately don't have anybody to be close within those bubbles. Does technology cut it? FaceTimes, things like that, texts?
It's a close second, so for sure it cuts it a little way. So be extra kind to the people you're on Zoom with today because we know it's good for our souls.
Okay, and then there was that study. It was interesting. According to Lenstore's Global State of Health report, Canada ranked as one of the saddest countries in the world. Wow, that was shocking. So I wonder why, first of all. I don't know if you have any insight into that. And what do we do as a country then to help this situation? It's huge.
Well, there's surveying across many, many countries every single year. And one of the things that we know from a kind of policy perspective is that the countries that rank at the very top of that list in terms of well-being and being the happiest countries, there's very little income inequality. And we know in Canada that's an issue, that people who are at the bottom of the economic ladder, they're wanting for income security. And when you're worried about your next paycheck so that you can pay the rent and put food on your table, that is a hindrance to happiness. And it doesn't take a lot of money to be happy, but it does take this security that our basic needs are met.
Okay, so anybody watching right now, what is that piece of advice? You said to stay present. I know that's huge, rather than stressing about the future, stressing about tomorrow. What's something they could do today to make them happier?
Well, uncertainty and fear comes right along with the pandemic. It's the most prevalent emotion around the world right now, and it's contagious. We're all feeling some of that. And so right now there's something we can do. We can manufacture hope. And manufacturing hope is this very rational, present time-based way of looking at your perspective on the world and thinking, where am I in this? And from a big picture perspective, there's huge economic stimulus happening in Canada, so the economy is going to get better. The pandemic is going to resolve, and there's been lots of optimism on this program already today, but we know that the vaccines work. So get close to your tribe, think about what you need to do today, and don't worry too much about the future, which is easy to say, sometimes hard to do, but literally just be rational about where you are today.
And it could be little things, like we just had pizza. It was delicious, and it brings you, it's a mood booster. You're in a happy place. And I think it's no coincidence that International Day of Happiness happens to fall on the same weekend as the first day of spring, right? It's rebirth, it's renewal, it's hope, it's more sunshine, warmer temperatures. Get outside if it's safe to do so. Listen to the birds, all that stuff, right?
Totally right.
Where do we find more? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dina.
Oh, I was just going to say, where do we find more information? But give your last tip first.
Well, I was just going to say, we know that getting outside, getting fresh air, and being with the people we love is so important. So I loved what Sid said earlier in the program, and it's just true. Get outside, go for a walk, follow all the safety, public health regulations and that kind of thing, but don't limit your behavior into ways that just keep you stuck in your own home if you can at all avoid that. And people can find me at paulkrismer.com or happinessexperts.ca.
P.S. That little mug, the smiley mug with the cactus coming out of it, is making me happy. That's adorable, as well as the photo to the right, your little one graduating. So thank you for that. Thanks so much,
Thanks
Paul.
so much, Dina.
Stay happy, and thanks for spreading those cheerful tips. Right now, actually, we're going to take a quick break. Nicole's at Union Station. She's going to be live with us and celebrating your birthdays right after this, anniversaries, whatever it is.